Welcome to Middleport Pottery, the home of Burleigh. Built in 1888 and saved by the Prince's Regeneration Trust in 2011. An amazing slice of British ceramic history. The pottery was built by ceramics manufacturer Burgess and Leigh. It was designed to make all the production processes more efficient and to improve conditions for the workforce. Over the years, a number of extremely talented designers and artists worked here, and by 1939, the factory in Middleport was employing over 500 people.
From English Heritage's point of view, this is the best example of a model factory that still survives in Britain today. And what's wonderful is you can still read it as being that Victorian factory that was built as a working unit with these long ranges, linking bridges, each part of the operation. It had got into a very poor state. The factory threatened with closure. The buildings obviously had come to the point where they needed major investment to keep them going. We decided that really what needed to happen was that somebody who really cared for the place needed to buy it. But we realised from the start that we needed to do it with a major charitable trust.
You can imagine that after 100 years of continuous production on site, the buildings were beginning to show their age. This is why in 2011, the Prince's Regeneration Trust stepped in to purchase the site whilst maintaining the production of Burleigh ware.
Prince's Regeneration Trust was set up nearly 2 decades ago in order to see if there was a way in which you could reuse historic buildings to create a broader regeneration of the places in which they sit for the benefit of the communities where those buildings are. We always knew from the beginning that in order for this to be successful, we had to save the place, we had to save the jobs, we had to save the archive and the collection, and we had to save the skills. The reason that the Prince's Regeneration Trust was keen to become involved was because it saw a much bigger opportunity. It saw an opportunity to use the restoration of the pottery and the creation here of new workshops, new shop, new visitor centre as a way of really making a change for the place. We were really encouraged to take the site on by English Heritage, and were lucky enough to be able to secure funding from a number of other very key funders. Heritage Lottery, the Regional Growth Fund, the European Development Fund. But the other key element has been that we've been able to get support from private donors. A number of them have put money into this project because they could see that it was really important to Stoke-on-Trent and to the area, and because they believed in what we were trying to do here. And I think it's been incredibly important to us that our President, the Prince of Wales, has supported what we've done throughout. His commitment to this and his belief in the importance of saving Middleport and its value to the local community has been incredible.
Burleigh ware has always been made here, so securing the premises in 2011 means that its historic legacy continues.
We currently occupy and rent 50% of the site. We chose to remain on site to preserve the skills and heritage of the product, and in doing so we've invested heavily in the processes, improving the environment, investing in new skills, new equipment, health and safety, generally a better environment for the workforce.
The Burgess and Leigh Limited factory has been able to stay in Middleport Pottery, its historic home, because of the restoration. This has saved many jobs.
As a potteries lad, 50 plus, been brought up, my mum, dad, my grandma, all worked in the pots, and I've grown up knowing the traditional way, and it would have been sad if it had been made somewhere that we don't know, isn't related to the potteries, and all these skills which you'll see have been lost.
Jackie, the job you're doing now was once the common form of decoration in Stoke-on-Trent and throughout the country.
Yeah.
But Burleigh's now the last people to do it.
I think it's mainly because a lot of the pottery has gone abroad. You've got like lithograph printing now and printing by machines, which are, I suppose, faster and probably more cheaper. But this
so
is
a lot
better.
of the jobs which were done by hand by people like yourself were replaced by machinery.
Yeah.
So having a job where you're still using your hands, still using traditional techniques, that means quite a lot.
Yeah, it's quite proud really, actually.
Middleport Pottery is both a link back to Stoke's industrial past and a springboard for its new economic future. Our philosophy has been to mend and conserve, keeping the best of the past, but breathing new life into disused spaces such as this. All of the work here has been done using traditional techniques, such as repointing with lime mortar, and where things have been replaced, they've been done on a like-for-like basis.
What's special about this project for Heritage Lottery Fund is the quality of the heritage skills here and the fact that our funding is going to enable those skills to carry on as part of a successful working pottery. So by valuing the history, by conserving the buildings and the infrastructure, by supporting that training, Heritage Lottery Fund is able to bring jobs and support the local economy.
At Middleport Pottery, training opportunities have been provided through construction, regeneration and visitor services on the site. Chris is one of 3 young people who gained an apprenticeship after taking part into the Get Into Construction Day held in conjunction with the Prince's Trust.
They had one of these Get Into Construction schemes, so I thought may as well go out and try it really. And the idea was it was like to get a CSCS card. So I went through with it, it was like a 4-week course, 2-week at college and then like 2 week on this site is what it was. And it was brilliant really how they got me into it, because really I had nothing. I didn't really have no CSCS card, and any jobs that I wanted, it was never really I could get any. It's always you need this CSCS card and come out with a heritage carpentry and joinery, so that allows me to go elsewhere really, and what I needed. Just give me that extra push forward. So
Naomi came to Middleport Pottery after she found it very difficult to gain work and experience after she graduated from university.
I think it mostly gave me the confidence to pursue what I was interested in, and so I really enjoyed writing the blogs here at Middleport. So that improved my writing skills and kind of got me into like marketing, because I was kind of marketing the regeneration that was happening here. So I think mainly that, and with the guided tours as well, it just gave me the confidence to improve my communication skills. I don't think I would have necessarily had the experience and skills to move on to a job in London without working here really.
Staffordshire University photography and media students have been involved for the whole course of the project, documenting its progress and gaining valuable work experience at the same time. To encourage jobs and wider regeneration in the area, we have created workshops and office spaces that are for hire in the vacant areas of the site. Dan, why did you decide to establish a new business here at Middleport Pottery?
One of the factors we found most difficult was to find a unit that would suit our needs, which was in the right location, which was a tourist attraction within itself. And so stumbling across Middleport Pottery and what the Prince's Regeneration Trust has done has really been a godsend for us, because it's in the right location at the right time.
I worked here as an apprentice with an engineering company just up the road, and it's actually wonderful to come back here and to find a business premises at a pottery that's still here, because there ain't many of them left actually.
Through the restoration of Middleport Pottery, we have opened the site as an exciting new visitor destination. Visitors can step back in time as they explore the mould store, historic collections, bottle kiln, Victorian offices, and learn about the people and events that have shaped the pottery. Factory tours offer the opportunity to see pottery being made using the same handcraft methods as in the 1880s. The Burleigh shop sells pottery made on site, and there is a traditional cafe overlooking the picturesque Trent and Mersey Canal.
Very unusual to be invited to work in a project that's had really nothing done with it, a collection from the very, very beginning. We've come across so much stuff. You could trawl through 200 ashtrays, and then the next thing you'd open would be a box that would have some World War I documents in, for example. It was fascinating, and it was the fact that it was so different. Everything was different. Every time you opened a box, it was like Christmas. You had no idea what to find. It tells us the story of Middleport. It tells us the story of the people who have worked at Middleport. It tells us the story of how they've made things at Middleport. It's certainly one of the largest collections of moulds in the world. It's great to be able to look after it as a collection and enable people in the future to be able to really use them and enjoy them.
Burleigh's connection to the British royal family didn't just start with the Prince's Regeneration Trust. They've been making royal commemoratives for over a century. These sites not only create jobs and volunteering opportunities, but instill a sense of local pride by allowing people to access their heritage. Here at Middleport Pottery, we have a rich and varied programme of events throughout the year, from craft-based events and lectures to family fun days like this featuring our own Easter cow.
Community events are absolutely essential to the project here. We want the involvement of local people. We want to give new opportunities, new experiences for people in the area. It's an absolutely essential part of the whole project.
Helping Teresa out here has helped me a lot. I lost my job in 2012 through a back injury, and basically I picked up a camera, and coming here has helped me a lot with my confidence with doing that. It's given me a purpose to come down here regularly and help Teresa out doing this and putting the images up on the website and things like that. It's putting me out there in the field while showing people what's going on here at the same time.
I think the key importance of a programme of activities and making a venue like this open to the public is that our Heritage Lottery funding has enabled us to enable Middleport Pottery to open its doors to tell the story of pottery in Stoke-on-Trent.
The investment going in down here in Middleport and on Port Street with the new housing and the investment into Burleigh Town Centre, hopefully the two will start merging. It could be the start of quite an exciting future for this community.
It's good to see this end of Burleigh, kind of Middleport area, begin to pick up again in the last few years, particularly with the investment in the pottery here. And I think you just get the feeling that Burleigh is taking off again.
It's something that people feel very passionately about. It's important to them. It's about the place where they grew up. We want to move forward from Middleport. We're incredibly proud of what we've done here, but actually the important thing for us is how we take what we've learned in this project and use it to benefit other communities elsewhere. There's an enormous number of important buildings, not like Middleport, different and unique to their own location, but where there is a real opportunity to do something which can make a change.
We'd like to say a special thank you to our funders, donors, staff and volunteers, and to everyone who's made this regeneration and new life possible in the heart of Burleigh. Here's the next 125 years.